my first video will probably be about how I record the songs. My second video will be how I split them up and tag them with the least amount of effort possible. So I got a bunch of albums here. Someone gave me a big box of albums, and a lot of them are kind of older, easy listening. I might not decide whether I like the albums right away, so I like to digitize them. If I really can't stand the album, I'll blow it away later, but it's no skin off my back, really. At least I had it digitized if I want it, and if I start liking it. I don't always know whether I want to keep an album or not. But anyway, so I'm just going to use a regular PC. I've learned that I cannot use a laptop with this because the input, the line input, is not stereo and it's not high quality enough. This PC has this Beats audio chipset, which is pretty decent for the line in, so I've been using that. I also have a standard turntable. This is my old turntable that I had when I was in high school. It's a Technics. It's an automatic turntable where it actually scans for the record tracks itself, which is pretty nice. The only drawback I found with this is if you get some of those albums that are transparent, kind of the cool looking ones where you can see through them, it doesn't really pick up the tracks very well with that. And then this is the other piece that was very necessary. I bought this preamp, this phono preamp. It's like $12 off Amazon. I run output out of the turntable to the input here, left and right channels, and I also attach the ground. That ground is really important for getting out a slight hum, which was there without having the phonograph grounded. And then I run that out into my PC. So let's get started here. I'm just going to grab an album here. I've never heard of these people. This is really, you know, I'm encoding a lot of obscure albums that I'm getting and some ones that are more popular, but this process seems to work for everything. So anyway, I'm going to put the album in here. It probably has a lot of dirt on it, but that's okay. I'm not here to make a perfect rendering. I'm just trying to get the most speedy, efficient recording as possible. So now basically what I'm going to do, I use Audacity to do the main recording of the album. So basically, using my line in, I already have this set, but I'm going to show you how I do the recording volume here. So usually I put it on pause, hit record, and then I do a trial run with the album. So I hit play, it's going to start playing. I want to make sure that my sound isn't too hot, so it's not going to distort. So that looks good. So I'm going to stop it. Okay. So that looks good. I'm still on pause, so I'm not actually recording yet. So I'm going to start over again, since I know I have my levels good. And I'm going to start. And right when that puts the needle down, I'm going to unpause it. Then it'll actually start recording. And you can see that the waveform looks pretty good. There's obviously some pops and clicks here. And what I do is I record to the end of side 1, and I pause it again, flip the album, and start recording side B, so it's all within one track. So I'm gonna pause the video now, and I'll resume right at the end of side 1. So now the album is stopped on side 1, and I'm just gonna pause it here so it stays paused. It's not recording anymore, but it is recording, but it's stopped recording on the track. So I'm gonna flip the record over. I'm gonna let it scan for the tracks. Now, obviously you don't need to have this kind of record player. Just any old LP with a good needle is really what you need. So then I'm gonna go ahead and start it again. And right when the needle touches down, I'll unpause it and you'll start recording again. And I'll just trim out that silence later. It's not that big a deal because I trim out the silence at the start, at the middle, and at the end. And it's just as easy. Like a lot of times I get distracted and walk away, and so I'll need to trim out a lot of silence, but it only takes a second. So that's basically what I do in the middle of the album when I flip it. Okay, so I just finished. I hit stop, and the album has recorded. So this is the album, and that I just recorded. Now, in general, like I said, this is just supposed to be quick and dirty, and I don't do much cleanup. But I can see there's some, major pops and snaps and crackles in the album. So there is a neat little thing that you can do. You can do click removal in Audacity. I usually go with the standard settings, 220 for the max spike width. Hit OK, and it eliminates most of those pops. This will help you if you want to normalize the album. Now, I'm recording it fairly hot as it is, so I don't really feel like I need to normalize it. But this will really clean it up. It doesn't really, for the most part, affect the overall quality of audio. It seems to do a pretty good job. Now, see there, it didn't really clean up that one, but it's okay. I'm just trying to get the major ones out of here. So we'll blow that one away. Okay, so then typically I will just kind of shrink it down here, and if there is anything, okay, if there is toward the center of the album here, if I do have a big gap that I need to get rid of, I'll take care of that. But it looks like I really was pretty good at cleaning out any dead space here. So anyway, let me just show you at the start of the album. Let's just go here at the start of the album. If we have too much silence in between songs or at the start of the album, I like to clean that out. So I'll just highlight what I want to remove and then hit delete, and that's good enough. So at this point I have both sides of the album recorded, and I've pretty much trimmed out as much of the silence or the gap left when I'm flipping the record over out. And at this point I convert it into an MP3. So I export the audio, select MP3, just save the name of the album. I don't really do anything more than this. And I've already set up the MP3 to my liking, the export to be the bit rate that I want. So you can change that. That just depends on the level quality. But that's not what I'm showing you this video for. I'm just showing you how I can do this fairly quickly. So when I'm going to tune back in here when the audio is done exporting, and I'm going to show you how I try to automate tagging and splitting up the one big MP3 file into all the different songs for the album, and that's without typing in a bunch of extra information, because I'm all about easy and quick. So that's what we're trying to accomplish.